Hello and welcome to Obscuripedia. Wars are usually fought over economic, territorial gains, religion and civil unrest, but have you ever heard of wars fought over cheese? In today's episode, we'll talk about 5 wars that were fought for obscure reason. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe, and leave a comment if you know of any other crazy wars. War 1, the Pig War, 1859. The Pig War was a conflict between the United States and Britain over the killing of a pig on the San Juan Islands, located between the two countries. The conflict was sparked when an American farmer found a pig eating his crops. This was not the first time he had found the pig doing this, and decided to shoot the pig. Little did he know the pig belonged to a British citizen living on the island. The British demanded compensation for the pig, but the Americans refused to pay, leading to the deployment of British troops to the island. British authorities threatened to arrest the American man, and American settlers called for military protection. When news about the crisis reached Washington and London, officials from both nations were shocked and took action to calm the potentially explosive incident. The conflict was resolved peacefully when both sides agreed to send the dispute to arbitration. War 2, the War of the Stray Dog, 1925. The War of the Stray Dog was a conflict between Greece and Bulgaria over a stray dog. Relations between Greece and Bulgaria had been strained since the early 20th century, by their rivalry over the possession of Macedonia, and combat between the two countries in the First World War. The war was sparked when a Greek soldier shot a dog and its owner that had strayed across the border into Bulgarian territory. The Bulgarians demanded an apology, but the Greeks refused, leading to the deployment of Bulgarian troops to the border. Greece sent soldiers into Bulgaria to occupy the town of Petric with the objective of enforcing the demands, and over 50 people were killed. The conflict was resolved peacefully when both sides agreed to send the dispute to the League of Nations. War 3, the Cheese War, 1766. The Cheese War happened in the United Kingdom over travelers trying to take cheese home. The crazy thing is, they bought it. Food was sparse at this time, and some wealthy traveling merchants from Lincolnshire purchased a large number of cheese wheels at the Nottingham market. Violence broke out when local citizens intervened to prevent the merchants taking the cheese home. A warehouse, shops and a cargo boat were looted, and hundreds of cheese wheels were rolled through the streets. It was said that the mayor of Nottingham attempted to restore order but was knocked over by a rolling cheese wheel. The army was deployed to restore order in the following days, with one man killed, and many others wounded as soldiers opened fire on the crowds. War 4, the Football War, 1969. The Football War was a conflict between El Salvador and Honduras over a soccer match. The conflict was sparked by tensions between the two countries over immigration and land disputes, with more than 300,000 Salvadorans living in Honduras, making up 20% of their whole population. Tensions boiled over when Honduras and El Salvador were scheduled to play 3 qualifying games in June 1969 to decide a spot to the 1970 FIFA World Cup hosted in Mexico City, after finishing top of their respective pools. With Honduras winning one game and El Salvador the other, it all came down to the final game. As the deciding match entered the 11th minute of extra time, El Salvador's Mauricio "Pippo" Rodriguez scored the winning goal, resulting in a 3-2 victory for El Salvador. The war began in less than 3 weeks after that night, with over 50,000 soldiers and 1,500 aircraft deployed between the two nations. The conflict lasted for 4 days and resulted in the deaths of over 3,000 people before a ceasefire was declared. War 5, the Banana War, 1934. The Banana War is the culmination of a multi-decade-long trade quarrel between the US and the EU. In 1999, around 7% of Europe's bananas come from the Caribbean. US multinational companies which controlled the Latin American banana crop dominated the EU market, owning up to 75%. In an attempt to help less economically developed Caribbean countries grow independently of financial aid, the EU gave each Caribbean country a quota of bananas, enabling them to sell to Europe as many as they wanted to support. Despite the good nature of the deal, the US filed a complaint against the EU with the World Trade Organization, and in 1997, won the case. After the ruling, the US government argued that free trade in bananas had not been properly restored, and imposed retaliatory import duties on many iconic European products, such as Scottish cashmere and French cheese. Thank you for watching Obscuripedia. Don't forget to subscribe, and leave a comment on which war you think was the craziest. Until next time.